It's starting to look like there is some big renewed interest in XRP. In this video, I'm going to tell you about how much XRP has recently been moved around by exchanges and by Ripple itself, and how much of those could be investors. So we're going to take a look at the bets being placed on XRP right now. Also, if you remember back from my video yesterday when I talked about comments from Hester Purse, well, somebody else caught notice of those comments and had something to say about it on Twitter. I'm going to tell you who actually found it. And I also have an announcement to make about this channel, which I will get into. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are of course covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, but also cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join the Late Night Grind community. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification icon so that way YouTube will send a notification when I release a new video. And if you're feeling generous, I'd appreciate it if you do two things. Smash that thumbs up button and watch the video all the way to the end. Those are the two best things you can do to support a YouTube channel. So if you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. Okay, so before I get into some of the Ripple content, I did want to catch you up on a few pieces of information. The first one has to do with an NFT project that I promoted about a week or so ago. They're actually a sponsor of this channel, and that is the NFT project, the Smurfs. I recently got some information that said they're going to be pushing back the mint date until April 14th. So you do have some more time if you want to get on that whitelist. There is an exclusive offer for the Late Night Grind community to get on that whitelist and mint one of those NFTs, which means you get to mint one of those NFTs for far cheaper than what you're going to be buying it for out on the open market. So I'll have more of an announcement later on that, but I did want to put that out there. So if you do want to join that whitelist, there is a link below where you can go and fill out that contact information. That way you can get whitelisted. All right, so this channel has an important announcement to make, and that is I recently started a Patreon account. And the reason I did this is because there are several different things that I would love to get into and do more deep dives on, specifically involving around things like trading, things like yield farming and staking, things more on the investment and money-making side of cryptocurrencies. Now, on this channel, I cover daily news, and it's a little bit more difficult for me, to dig into some of the more money-making aspects of it. So on Patreon, I am now offering, you can go ahead and support this channel, and I do have two different tiers. You can go ahead and support this channel for the basic tier and for the higher level tier. Of course, I'm going to be offering some more deep dives on cryptocurrencies, things like NFTs, deep diving on financial regulation, on cryptocurrency regulation, some of the newer projects that are coming out, who's behind those newer projects, and are they worth investing in? You might call it an early alert service with some more deep dive information than I would typically give on a daily news video such as this. So there's a bunch of fun projects that I have in the works that I'm going to be doing. So you can go ahead and check out that link. It is in the description below, of course. And so if you'd like to support this channel in any way, shape, or form, a Patreon subscription might be the way to do it. And I can't wait to get some of these deep dives started, especially in things like leverage trading or NFTs, or things like projects that you just don't hear about on the main news channels because they're smaller altcoin projects, but that's sometimes where some of the most money can be made. So that's what I have planned for my Patreon account. Anyway, you can go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about Ripple right now, specifically XRP, because I believe there is some serious buying pressure that is building for XRP. You can kind of see it in the charts. The volume is starting to pick up, and recently there was just news that came out the other day that Ripple has sent nearly 1 billion XRP, taken it out of escrow, and sent it around to various different wallets. Now, this happens a lot as their escrow opens every month, and they send a lot of XRP out to different places, but they end up putting a significant portion of it back in escrow if it's not needed. Well, this time over 1 billion XRP was moved around, and as the Twitter alert service Whale Watch pointed out, there was actually two separate transactions where Ripple had moved 500 million XRP around. So who is actually getting this XRP, and is it investors or is it exchanges? Well, according to some of the people that actually dug into it, yes, some of them were exchanges. Binance was one of them. There was the Ripple partner on their ODL platform, Bitso. And not only that, there was actually a custodial service known as BitGo that also received millions of XRP. The interesting thing about BitGo is that that was actually bought out by Galaxy Digital. Who owns Galaxy Digital? Mike Novogratz. Who's Mike Novogratz? Well, he is an Ethereum billionaire who we've talked about on this channel several times as being one of the early Ethereum investors that may or may not have been tipped off by Joe Lubin as to how to disguise whale purchases. Just something to keep in mind. That kind of sounded funny. He wasn't actually purchasing whales. He was a whale because he's rich You get the idea. And so as we can start to see this usage for XRP continue to climb, it seems like every month now I'm reporting on bigger and bigger transactions of XRP being moved. I think investors are starting to place bets, some seriously big bets, on the fact that Ripple is going to win versus the SEC and XRP will go ahead and get its digital clarity. That clarity means relisting, that clarity means institutional buying, that clarity means institutional usage, especially in the banking sector, and Ripple's on-demand liquidity service. I think they're in for a pretty big growth period. And speaking of Ripple, in my video yesterday I talked about Hester Peirce, who is one of the commissioners of the SEC, basically slamming the SEC for having failed for years to actually bring some sort of clarity to the cryptocurrency and digital asset space. She basically made that comment that a lot of the confusion is the SEC's fault. Well, that quote was actually picked up by somebody and tweeted out. Who was it? Ripple's General Counsel, Stuart Alderati. Yep, he quoted Hester Peirce, sent it out with some flame emojis, and of course it was shared very heavily. Now, I did look for a tweet from the SEC that quoted the same thing, but with some face palms. I didn't see it. But as of right now, we are waiting on the big decision from Judge Netburn on the reconsideration about the Hinman emails, the DPP. Literally, as soon as that information comes out, I will be making a video about it. So if you're not subscribed and don't have that bell notification turned on, well, you're going to want to make sure you do that because I will be sharing that information as soon as I get it. And you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well because as soon as that information comes out, it's going to be all over Twitter. I'll go ahead and retweet it and talk about it there. So if you want to have a conversation about that or any of these other topics, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below or follow me on Twitter. We can continue this conversation over there. All right, guys, thank you for watching and thank you again for checking out my Patreon page. I really look forward to adding some really unique, in-depth content that I don't really do on the daily update videos. So if that interests you at all, and you want to get on some of the insider in-depth knowledge that I dig up, as well as some of the in-depth learning that I've been doing on things like trading, chart analysis, and some NFTs, then I'd really appreciate it if you would support the channel by signing up for a Patreon. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.